Hey guys, so today we are going to do, I can't remember if I did Prince Harry's book a long time ago. I do love doing royal readings. I don't usually do that many. You got to understand, when you're a reader, you're picking up on energies and you tend to be very empathic. So just say I did a reading for somebody about a love, an ex, and that ex wasn't coming back. You can actually sense the upset and anger towards you because you are the messenger giving this information as such. And who else are they going to blame at times? It's going to be you. So sometimes when I read on Megan, for example, our mate, you get that energy back from people that hate her so much. You're getting that energy. I'm receiving that energy. I'm receiving that. It's really intense, guys. It's really, really intense. Got so intense I had to turn the comments off. I don't want to turn the comments off. People should be allowed to have an opinion, okay, on my channel. I've always had my comments on. Let you know quickly. The comments got to stuff that was so dark about hurting and harming, not me, but hurting and harming her, going along those lines. There's a lot of stuff you don't always see. So if the comments end up being turned off again, you need to understand there are some people that aren't quite there energetically, should I say. And I have the right to say, I don't want that on my channel. Simple as that. So let's go into this reading. This is the information I picked up to begin with, okay? So let's just pick a card for him. Let's just pick a card for him to hold this up, okay? So this reading is going to be actually about the outcome of the book, okay? So how is it going to go down? So I'm just going to pick a card for him quickly. Let's see who he's coming. Oh no, guys, it's not the best card to pick for him either. It means somebody that's very, very wealthy, dressed in the finest clothes, very, very confident in themselves, very confident about the story that he's about to put out there, okay? That he's in the right, to be honest. So I'm just going to tell you about the information that's coming through. So this is what came through before I even pull any cards on this. So he's going to go into what I feel is a lot about the routine of the palace life, is in things that are ridiculous to us. So there's certain things that they've been doing for like hundreds of years in practice that might cost a lot of money, and it's something they have to do all the time or every year. And it's a lot of protocol in the palace that we wouldn't necessarily need to have nowadays. So they are modernising the monarchy. This is what Prince Charles is trying to do, and cut down on the cost. But I feel a lot of the book is going to be about, the protocol and the ridiculous things they have to do, which to us will seem quite ridiculous. Even though I'm not going to lie, I love the pomp. I love all the pomp. The Queen's funeral was unbelievable. That was like nothing I've ever seen in my life, honestly. It was incredible. When the bagpipes started going, goosebumps all round. In the whole of Hyde Park, you could hear a pin drop. So I do love all the pomp, but some of the things are going to be so crazy to the younger generation, okay? It's going to stir up some problems, especially because of all the energy crisis. People don't have the money. It's going to be a struggle next year for most people. So I feel that book coming out, like I said, it's not reaching our generation. I always get bloody mixed up between Generation X, Y, but I'm in my 40s, okay? I grew up with the monarchy. My mum used to collect all the cups for Princess Charles, Diana. I grew up in a family like that. The younger generation, for example, they aren't so, they don't believe in all the cost and the hundreds and thousands it costs to keep the monarchy going. So it's going to be a bit of a split, as in people my age will think about the pomp and think, well, that's how it was done and it's royalty. We're still going to think some of it is ridiculous, honestly. I think some of the things he's going to explain they had to do as kids, or, the protocols, is even going to seem quite ridiculous to us. But to the younger generation as well, it's going to be almost obscene, some of it, is in the cost of the money and why they had to do this and what a ridiculous thing to do in this day and age. So I do think a lot of that is going to come through because he wants to get across how hard it was for him growing up. Almost like, I do get monitored. I get the word monitored. Now, I know they had personal security for the kids, obviously, but it's almost like not coming across as being monitored like that, but he's going to try and get across that he felt like he was monitored in every single aspect of his life, and he was constantly on watch. Whatever he could say, whatever he could do. And I do sense that when he did join the army, it was a release from that. And whenever we've seen him have some of these breakdowns over the years, you know, he'd be drunk, seen falling out of nightclubs, things like that. It's almost like that release of I'm going to do what I want, you know? So, yeah, it's like I'm hearing not to be contained. He did not want to be contained. He did not want to go down, you know, the rules and regulations the traditional royal family had. It was not him. He wasn't going to be boxed in, and he knew that from an early age. I do feel the army was a release from him, that he managed to have some escape from all that. I do. So that's the part going across about the book. I do feel it's going to be about very monotonous, the life, and checking in all the time and being minded and where is he, what's he doing, what's he up to, and he just doesn't understand the point of it all. He just wants to be more carefree as a kid. So I do feel that's a big part of it. I do feel as well, it's almost like this book is more defense mode. You know, you get some people, they could be an athlete or something and they write about their life later on and they're quite settled and everything like that. And nothing's really come out about them as such. How do I explain it? They're just quite settled and they think this is a good time now to go about my life. It's turned full circle. His life for me has not turned full circle at all, right? It's not full circle at all. And I feel it's almost like the book is like at the wrong time because it's more of a defense mechanism he's doing it for. It's trying to defend everything that's happened and why. And he wants to defend himself by using his upbringing and the way it was to actually be born into the royal family and what he had to put up with. But again, I just feel with the economic crisis and everything coming through right now, there's not going to be much sympathy for him in that sense. The sympathy would be around, obviously, losing your mum at a young age. Yes, mental health. But there's a lot of people being affected by mental health right now. And I'm hearing from riches, coming from riches. So for me, that's people saying he's coming from riches. I'm just hearing, what's he got to moan about? You know, I don't want to say it like that because anyone with mental health issues, you know, but I'm just here, I just sense he would get more support than most people. You know, most people, I've seen therapists for God's sake. You know, I've had some very dark times I've seen therapists. I remember it could take weeks and weeks and months in London to actually get free therapy. So it's almost like the real people are going to think you had all the tools necessary when you needed it. Lots of people have lost a parent. I lost a parent not at a young age like him. I was 19. It crushed my world. But the point is, there's a lot of people out there that have gone through similar things that still feel he was in a position where he could have got the best support possible if he wanted it. So this is more to do with, guys, the general public and that energy there, I feel. Wow. Do you know what? We haven't even pulled any cards yet. I don't know if I need to. I'm going to keep going and just see the information that comes through. So I have a really strong sense he is going to have some juicy bits in it, and he is going to say some destructive things about his dad, but I'm hearing past tense here, past tense, as in it's in the past. He's not like that anymore. He's more caring, affectionate and open. And I do feel this is after his mum's death, because if you remember, they went into PR overdrive where you saw them skiing together as a family and they were like, Charles is hugging his son for the first time. They were really pushing all that out there. But I do feel it's more, he is going to say some stuff that would be seen as cold or cruel or hurtful, but he's coming back on himself to say, I love my dad, and, you know, he's so intelligent. So it's almost like weighing it up. So it's like one of those things, right, where if you read about your book about yourself and someone said, oh, she's very controlling and domineering and cruel and cutting, and you're like, you what? But in the same breath, they come back and say, but they're loving, caring, supportive. It's like that balance. So it's almost like with the stuff that's bad, he's going to balance it up with the good and positive, because he still wants to be in the royal family. He still wants to be linked to the royal family. He still wants to be in the royal family as such, okay? So I feel he's going to balance it out, the negative with the positive. So it's almost like I don't see it being complete hate towards him or anger from his dad as such. It will simmer down. They're still going to have a relationship. I don't see it being like that, because outweigh the bad with the good, I'm hearing. Outweigh the bad with the good. So for me, that is him almost trying to balance out the good and the bad. Now, this could be what he's doing now. You know, they said after the Queen's passing, he's going in there to change some things. Soften the blow. Soften the blow. I just said soften the blow. So soften the blow for me is changing things to, with the really bad stuff that's been said, he's trying to even it out and put some positives in there as well. I'm hearing soften the blow. Right, let's see what else we have next that came up. This is another big thing. Do you know, the public opinion, I feel, would only turn for him in a more positive way if I did say, guys, I didn't see this being a marriage for life as such. I think I said about 7-8 years, and I do feel he will marry someone in the UK later on in the UK and come back. I'm hearing come back into the fold more as a royal. That's what I said. By the way, I should have said this to begin with, guys. Entertainment purposes only. Okay, I have to say that. You know what it's like. Entertainment purposes only. But I do feel he will be coming back into the fold, I hear. But this is, I honestly feel, years off yet. 8 years away maybe, and that's if they divorced and he comes back in with the royal family. So I feel it's a long way off yet. And when he does come back in, it's going to be more quiet and subdued. It's not going to be, I'm hearing throwing his toys out the pram, almost like now. It's going to be more subdued and quiet and more accepted by the nation as such, okay, more accepted. And this will be remarrying someone completely different, I feel. Almost like a Kate kind of personality. Very stoic, stable, elegant. I'm not saying Meghan is not elegant or anything like that, okay? I'm not trying to be like bashing Meghan, being a Meghan hater. I'm not trying to put it across like that. I'm trying to see the both sides of every story. But at the end of the day, I feel it's going to be someone more that the royal family, it would be more accepting and they know the duties. So it could be more into, they have royal links themselves, aristocracy, that kind of thing. Or they have strong royal links themselves. They know how it works, you know. So I feel he will come back into the fold, but I feel it's years down the line yet. And at the moment, it's more like throwing his toys out the pram. And I just don't feel it's going to work in his favor because for me, the energy is the whole book is coming from a defensive place, okay? Let's see what else we got now. Yeah. So something that came through strongly is he could turn things around if he started working more on his charities, but less with the PR. So I do understand with charities like, you know, Princess Diana did the landmine charity. I remember that in 1990s. I was like a preteen, teenager then. And I thought it was incredible what she was doing. You still need to get those images out there to show about the charities, but it's almost like they don't want to go overboard. It's too overboard with it all. Did you hear about Rod Stewart recently got a house for 7 people in the Ukraine, a family of 7, something like that for the next year? It's that kind of thing that makes more of an impact, the things that aren't spoken about. You know, that are done out of generosity and come back and, you know, somebody will come up and say, do you know, I lost my house and they supported me. It's those kind of stories that could turn the thing around from him, not having a big PR thing about any charity work he does. So good deeds, I'm hearing good deeds go unnoticed. And I think what that means, is that a saying, guys? Good deeds go unnoticed? I think that's kind of saying about not bragging about it if you do something good. Yes, you need to promote your charities. Yes, you need to be seen as, you know, the face of the charity, but not in, I'm hearing too much overdrive. So it's almost like he needs to reel it back in and focus on the actual charities he's working with. And he has got some really good charities and he has worked hard for them as well. But it's all being overrun with everything else, with the book, with, you know, with just drama, a lot of drama all the time. It's like I'm hearing getting back to basics. And also, I do think he works with the landmine charity now that his mum did. Again, going back to that link with his mum would really help in the public eye as well, in the charitable world. So do you know what? That is insane, guys. It's 14 minutes already and I haven't even done any tarot cards. I'm just going to do one question quickly because I may do a part 2. I want to know, is he going to have regrets on this book? Is he going to look back and regret this book? I keep hearing this whole time, balancing it out. So the knife is less deep. So I really think he's trying to get the balance back in it, the good and the bad. So it's almost like I said when you say a bad thing and then you say something good after. Oh shit, sorry language. Don't know if you can see that there. That's the worst possible card. I don't know how you're going to get a wish come true. Oh my God. Okay. Well, oh God. Not the best cards at all. This is the heartache and sadness card and the grief card. I do feel the process of him writing this is healing for him. Okay, it's healing. In a way, the star is like a wish come true. I feel the wish come true is him hoping people are finally going to understand him and where he's coming from. This is the wish come true, what he's hoping for. But then we have the Ten of Swords, which is pretty much the death and ending here. And I feel that's the book being shut down, as in everyone will move on from it. And it's almost like that sense of, was it worth it? And then the Hangman means letting it go. So in a way, I will say it's almost like therapeutic for him to write the book. It's therapeutic for him. And after he's done it, he will try and let it go and move on. But it's not going to go the way he wants, I don't think. With that Ten of Swords, and then the Hangman is letting it go. Getting his side across, letting it go. And that's his energy. Very free-spirited, hard to tie down, all over the place. I just don't feel it's going to go to plan. But I will say I do think, therapy-wise, it is going to help him to actually get everything out and get his story out. And I think once he's done it, he will be able to move on from it, you know. But overall, guys, that's the reading. Wow, 16 minutes. What the hell was I talking about? I'm off. If you want to put any questions in the comments, okay, I may do a part 2 for you all. All right. Love you lots. Bye.